All right, patch notes. Destiny 2 updates 7.3.5 activities Crucible. General, fix an issue causing crests to bounce on water and supremacy. I didn't know that was a problem. Altered the way the experimental snake draft lobby balancer handles fire teams. Okay. Update the playlist tool tips to correctly display which matchmaking style is being used for each mode. Okay. Is this just a bunch of PvP stuff? Oh, this is all PvP stuff. Nope, there's some Gambit. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Go back up to the top. Maps. Tuning paths over the initial spawning heavy ammo crates and tiebreaker zones located for all maps. Map spawning quality of life pass. Address spawn traps for Eternity and Fortress. Okay, removed all backfilled spawns for non-rift modes. The Citadel, Caudal of Dusk, Disjunction, Convergence. Okay. I don't know what any of that means. Streamlabs will tell me how to live my life. All right, game modes. Moved 3v3 Clash to the 3v3 Quick Play Rotator and updated the rules. Heavy ammo is no longer shared. That sucks. Respawn timer increased from 5 seconds to 7 seconds. All right. I'm going to be dead for longer, it seems like. Match timer increased to 10 minutes. Score will remain 40. Added Collision, a new 3v3 King of the Hill game mode to Crucible Labs. Okay. A single large zone will rotate between 5 points around the map on a timer. Capturing and controlling the rotating zone will earn a team points. Okay. This mode will also feature test an alternative special ammo crate system. The special ammo crate system will feature 4 shareable special ammo crates that spawn simultaneously at the beginning of the game or round, and then on a timer afterwards. Okay. So spawn in this 3v3 and there's going to be 4 crates, and then after those crates are picked up, they're just going to spawn on a timer. Each zone location A, B, and C will have associated special ammo crates, and the 4th crate will be in a neutral location. Players who currently have special ammo will drop special ammo bricks upon defeat. Okay. Iron Banner Tribute has been reworked. Simplified the objectives and scoring. Changed the trigger for the hunt from depositing max crest to a team zone threshold. Team score threshold, okay. Jesus. Okay. User experience improvement. Decrease the distance at which crest icons can be seen. Rework how quickly the beacons despawn and rotate. Significantly decrease the time it takes to dunk crests. Reduce the number of turrets that spawn with the hunt beacon from 4 to 3. I haven't played Tribute, so I don't know. Every time like Iron Banner's had Tribute, they change it immediately because it's bad. Remove the visual indicator wall hacks on players carrying max crests. I don't know what that is. I've never played that. Yeah. Competitive. Added a 3rd tier to the competitive weekly challenge with new rewards of Artifice Armor. Okay. This tier is unlocked for all players who reach Gold 3, rank Gold 3 or above each season. This tier requires match victories instead of completions. Oh, you actually have to win. Upon completion of the challenge, each victory thereafter has a chance to drop Artifice Armor, and the drop rates increase alongside players' rank. So the higher the rank, the more Artifice Armor you get. So get good, folks. Get good. Drop rates are based on the player's highest rank achieved for the season, not their current rank. Competitive matches will also have increased chance to drop exotic weapons catalysts on victories. Okay, those sound like good changes. I haven't stepped foot in competitive, so I don't know. Trials of Osiris. Updated the 50% chance to get a Trials weapon on wins to always drop the weekly weapon reward, to better allow for targeted farming of the specific weapon a player wanted. Okay. Added rewards on match completions for 3-person fire teams, gated on participation. Oh, okay. An additional 50% chance to drop the non-adept Trials weekly weapon reward. A 50% chance at a Trials engram drop. Okay. Additional Trials reputation. Trials passages. Trial passages updated. Passage of Ferocity. If a player hasn't been flawless for the week, then losses after 3 wins will reset them back to 3 wins instead of flawing their card. Okay, that's a good change. That's what it sounds like. They get those better more chances for better loot. So they're trying to prioritize the 3v3s. Added. Passage of Persistence. Losses following a win will remove the win from a player's card. Consecutive losses do not remove additional wins. Getting to 7 wins grants a drop of the weekly adept weapon, regardless of how many losses the player has taken. Yo, you get 7 wins, you're getting an adept, baby. You're not going to the lighthouse, but you're going to get an adept weapon. That sounds good. Bet I'm playing some trials. Oh, man. Added 2 weapons to the Trials of Osiris reward rotation. The Summoner Auto Rifle and its adept version will be the featured Trials of Osiris weapon the first time during the week of March 12th. So next week. The Prophet Scout Rifle and its adept version will be the featured Trials of Osiris weapon during March 19th, so the week after. All right, Iron Banner. Added 2 weapons to the Iron Banner reward rotation that will be available starting April 2nd. Tusk of the Boar grenade launcher. So that's the Waveframe Strand grenade launcher. And then the Multimac CCX submachine gun. That one used to be nasty. Oh my God, there's so much. Nightfalls. Added 2 weapons to the Nightfall loophole. Oh man. The Wild Style grenade launcher and its adept version will be the featured Nightfall weapon for the first time during the week of March 5th. The Slammer sword and its adept version will be the featured Nightfall weapon for the first time during March 19th. Okay? Gambit. We got Gambit news, people. Fixed an issue with an incorrect Hive variant spawning. Got it. That's it. Gambit is saved. Gambit is saved forever. Is it time to do the thing? Oh shit! Hold on, let me finish this. Dungeons Prophecy. The dungeon weapon pool has been updated. All the added and updated weapons weapons below will also be given the new origin trait. Crossing over, these weapons have an increased range and handling for the top half of the magazines, while rounds from the bottom half of the magazine deal increased damage. Okay. Removed the Switch Verdict, the Long Walk sidearm, or Long Walk sniper rifle, the Last Breath auto rifle. That sucks. The Last Breath auto rifle, I was trying to farm for it, but didn't happen. Added. These weapons will be added to the weapon pool and have received all new perk pools, in some case new damage types. Prosecutor auto rifle, primary precision frame, arc, origin trait, crossing over. Objective submachine gun, primary precision frame, kinetic, origin trait, crossing over. Relentless pulse, okay. Primary high impact, damage changed from kinetic to strand, that's neat. Origin trait, crossing over. Oh God, how much more is there? God, there's so much. Where was I? Okay, back to all right, there I was. Updated. These weapons will remain in the dungeon weapons pool rotation with new perks and new dungeon type or damage types. Judgment hand cannon, primary adaptive frame, damage change from kinetic to stasis. Origin trait. Dark as before, pulse rifle. It's going from arc to solar. Sudden death, aggressive frame, change from arc to void. Don't understand that one. Okay. Warlord's Ruin. The correct nameplate now appears when the boss spawning during Transversal. Fixed an issue during the Ogre encounter where killing the Wardens quickly could soft lock players. Never saw that one. UI, UX. GameSmith engrams are now listed in the engram wallet. Good. Fixed an issue where some multiplayer emotes would not display their intended or whatever dialogue. Accessibility, players are now able to change the location of their reticle regardless of platform, center or below center in the gameplay settings menu. Added a controller dead zone settings in the control setting menu. I don't know what that means. Players are now able to adjust the radar in the background on the character screen. Okay, so you know those pesky little enemies that are hide behind your radar. You can now dim it down so you can see them. Fireteam Finder fixed an issue where the create a listing button prompts would incorrectly say the player's listing title and tags would be reset when reselecting the same activity. Yo, what up, yo master? We're just doing this patch notes thing. Fixed an issue where the names of players joining the Fireteam lobbies were not displayed in the group text. That's weird. Improved activity selection for activities that players may not have access to yet in their progression, notifying them earlier in the selection process the requirements to have them available. Fix an issue of Fireteam where the Fireteam Finder application pop-up would freeze while it's being accepted. Fix an issue where listing tags and minimum Guardian rank filters categories were reset after closing the filter screen. Improve the search flow by adding feedback when there are activity filters applied to the view listing page. Fixed an issue in which search filters were not being reset when choosing other activities. That's weird. Private match titles in Fireteam Finder lobbies now include activity name. Improved error messaging when players are unable to join or apply to a listing. Fixed an issue in which stale information was being shown when reselecting activities. Added a visual impairment tag in the listing options. Fixed an issue which the tooltip on the roster contact was inconsistent, displaying Fireteam finding when not in Fireteam Finder. Fixed an issue in which text would be stretched or spaced incorrectly in the Fireteam Finder text. Fixed an issue where an application mode medal stayed open if a player was looking at it and accepted. Don't do shoutouts during the thing, because it shows up on my VOD. Or it shows up on the recording.
Hey buddy. Hey buddy. Hey buddy.
We're getting there.
W finisher chat. W finisher chat.
Oh no. Oh no. It's all right. It's all right. We're getting there. It's almost done. Yeah. I just got a message from the other person I messaged about our 6. Worth it. Yo, welcome in, guys. Gameplay and investment. Armor. Prometheus Burst fixed an issue where solar weapon kills were not providing the correct amount of rift energy both inside and outside of the rift. I don't even know if anyone does this. Baldo's Wrathweavers fixed an issue where the armor was providing bonus stasis damage on using non-stasis super. Oh, this is a big one. Apotheosis Veil fixed an issue where Insistable could be applied when casting super with relic weapons. That's not what I wanted to read. Fixed an issue Dark Age and Worm God armor sets were appearing in the appearance screen before being earned. Okay. Fixed an issue where the artifact and revitalizing blast failed to apply weaken when using concentration. Jesus, I'm falling apart here, guys. Too many words. Okay. Crucible, we're gonna skip over that because there's a lot. Or at least read the sandbox. Crucible sandbox changes. Health in base Crucible increased players' health from 30 from 70 to 100. Shields will still be between 160 and 130 depending on a player's resilience values. Ability cooldowns, ability damage, primary weapon damage, hand cannons, special ammo acquisition. I'm not gonna read all those damage numbers because got a lot to do. Special ammo acquisition. All players will start every game, all game types, including round-based modes like Dominion, with 2 kills worth of special ammo. for their chosen weapon. Instead of 2 kills worth of special ammo being granted every time a player respawns, they will earn more ammo by filling up a special ammo meter, with points given for getting kills, assists, or completing objectives. Getting 100 points grants 2 kills worth of special ammo for their chosen weapon. Okay. Kills for special ammo weapons and heavy ammo weapons do not grant any points towards special ammo meter progress. Jumping off the map will subtract progress from their special ammo meter. Okay. Ammo is not dropped on death, and players will not lose the special ammo they earned when they are defeated or revived. Earned special ammo will carry over between rounds. Swapping from double primary weapons to special weapons will reset the player's special ammo meter progress. Okay. Special ammo damage. Trace rifles, shotguns, and fusion rifles increase base damage by 20%. Glaives. Hey. Don't do that. I'm reading stuff. This is just damage numbers. Heavy weapon damage. Heavy grenade launchers reduce detonation damage by 5%. Machine guns increased base damage by 20. Exotic weapons. Fighting Lyle, damage Lunas, Kremlins. They're all catching nerfs. Forerunner increase damage versus players. Okay, that's neat. Alright, weapons. Jesus, there's gotta be. These are some huge patch notes, guys. I am... Holy crap, I was not expecting to read this much. We're gonna skip over the weapons part. Alright, weapons general. Fix an issue where players who have unlocked a weapon pattern via Riven's wishes and don't own Forsaken Pack will now be able to craft that weapon. Nice. Fixed an issue where players could swap weapons faster than intended in combination with grenades or grapple abilities. Fixed an issue where bonus damage from the surrounded perk would not apply to rocket assisted frame sidearms detonation damage. Okay. Weapon archetypes. Hand cannons, heavy burst. So this is Warden's Law. Fixed an issue where heavy burst hand cannon had 25% aim assist and other hand cannons when firing from the hip or airborne on mouse and keyboard. Did not know that. Bows. Reduced aim assist, fall off distance, start and end by 15%. Yeah. Reduce auto aim cone size by 5% at 100 accuracy stat. Okay. Auto rifles, breaknet. Added the missing 12th perk to breaknet second trait column. Scout rifles, lightweights, increase base damage by 5%. Snipers, reduce auto aim by 10%. Rocket launchers, diversified subfamilies, precision, increase reserve ammunition by 2, reduce damage penalty from negative 10% to negative 5%. High impact, increased reserve ammunition by 2, and now deals area of effect damage and less impact from roughly the same total damage. Okay. The 2 changes also affect Deathbringer, Gallahorn, and Truth. Okay. Heavy grenade launcher, increased reserve ammunition by 6 rounds at 0 inventory stat and by 10 rounds at 100 inventory stat. Okay, reduce spike grenade impact damage buff from 50% to 12.5. That is huge. With the below changes, this reduced the total spike grenades damage buff from 8% to roughly 3%, making them less mandatory. They're trying to kill spike grenades. Increase direct hit impact damage by 10%. Increase detonation damage by 5%. This offsets the 5% reduction to detonation damage in PvP. Increase waveframe grenade launcher damage by 20%. Increase heavy waveframe launcher wave width by 40%. Swords. Caster frames reduce heavy attack energy cost from 5 to 4. Increase heavy attack damage by 16%. They want those caster frames to be used. Alright, exotics. Vigilance Wing now has the Mystic Recoil Power? I didn't say that right. Fixed Mythocrast. Increased aiming down sight ADS. Damage fall off scalar from 1.5 to 1.7. Wish Ender. True Sight will now deactivate if the player leaves ADS or holds it for longer than 3 seconds. To reactivate, fully redraw the bow. Jesus. Eager to have action added. damage resistance against combatants in PvE. Resistance 85% against all combatants except bosses and 15% against bosses. The Manticore must now be airborne for 0.5 seconds and deal damage with the weapon to activate the perk. This prevents additional activation while running downstairs or doing small jumps. Special reloads to disengage. Anti-gravity thrusters. While anti-gravity thrusters are engaged, combatants will be less accurate when targeting the player. That's kind of weird. Catalyst. Final blows and sustained damage with this weapon while airborne grants a void overshield and returns ammo to the magazine. Holy shit. X-Durse. Increase impact damage versus PvE enemies by 50%. Increase maximum rate of fire by 16. Nice. Conditional finality. Fix an issue where the freeze and ignition effects could sometimes be applied at extremely long distances. Neat. Outbreak perfected. Fix an issue, photosynthesis issue when firing the weapon. Okay. Perks. Heal Clip now grants Cure ×2 to the player. Still grants Cure 1 to nearby players. Trench Barrel can now be active by dealing damage with ranged melees. Barrel Compensator no longer deactivates upon firing a shot and lasts for 7.5 seconds. Enhanced 8.5. Loose Change. Applying an elemental debuff now increases the aim assist and ADS movement speed in addition to reload speed. Dual Loader removed. The reload speed penalty. Text Balance Stock now grants plus 20 range and 1.5 degree hip fire precision cone angle in addition to the other effects. Oh, excuse me. Envious Assassin. Each activation is now capped at 100% of the magazine instead of 150%, and maximum overflow is now 3 times the size of the magazine instead of 4. Again, Bait and Switch. Reduce the damage bonus from 35% to 30. Oh, that's not that bad at all. 1-2 Punch now correctly deactivates after dealing damage with a powered melee attack. Hake Breach Ornament Deconstruction and Sundering now work with Void Souls. Strand Clones, Cabal Projection Shields, and Briggs. Okay. Hawkeye Breach Armaments damage bonus versus Stasis Crystals reduced from 85 to 60% to match the other constructs. Okay. Deconstruct. Upon the perk, update to the perk description to correctly state that it pulls ammo from air, not reserves. Also updated Deconstruct to work on fusion rifles and weapons that deal splash damage. Okay. Corrected an issue preventing the perk from activating on enemy constructs in Crucible. Fixed an issue where Deconstruct would not work as expected when dealing explosive damage. Fixed an issue where Deconstruct ammo refund was not working correctly on fusion rifles. Oh my god. Sundering can now trigger on shield breaks in addition to final blows on vehicles and constructs. Added a small reload scaler and reduced charge rate benefits to account for higher uptime. Okay. Sundering buff is no longer active while weapon is stored. Okay. Hatchling. Activation requires are no longer locked to an archetype in terms of precision or non-precision kills. Previously, a scout rifle could only activate the perk from precision kills. Oh, now scout rifles can activate on precision kills or 3 rapid non-precision kills. That's a good one. Target lock now activates later in the magazine for submachine guns at 20% instead of 12.5. Okay. Mods. Major specs. Fix an issue where mini bosses were incorrectly included in the effects. Boss spec now correctly increases damage versus mini bosses. Yeah, that was always weird. So like you have those yellow bars, which we always put on like major spec for them. So it's like they should always mini bosses. It's right there in the name. They should be affected by boss spec. Seasonal weapon focusing. Fixed an issue where the wish and undying weapons engrams didn't reward a weapon if the player had already unlocked all the crafting patterns for the weapons contained in the engram. If you have all the weapons and you have it crafted, why would you need the weapon again? Okay, we're almost there. Holy crap, this is a long one. Radiant Restoration. Fixed an issue where restoration and radiant buffs were being repealed rather than having their time duration extended. Note, it's also resolved similar issues with shorter restoration resources like sunspots. Ember of Empyrean, increase the maximum extension duration from 12 to 15 seconds. Okay. Reduce the timer extension grants on solar kills to compensate for drastically improved consistency. This granted a flat timer extension regardless of the type of target defeated. Now this timer varies based on the target's tier, with lower time expression returns than previous for minor combatants and higher returns for champions plus tier combatants. Okay. Ember of Mercy grants a flat 2 additional seconds to the player active restoration or radiant timer rather than refreshing its duration. This value is increased to 3 seconds with Ember of Solace. So that's a good one. So it's going to increase the time, and so it's going to start at 2 and then just go up. Threat Spectre. After creating a Threat Spectre, it now applies the same dodge cooldown penalty that Ensnaring Slam applies. Increase detonation damage versus PvE targets by about 25%. Okay. Ensnaring Slam. Reduce the duration of dodge cooldown penalty after performing an Ensnaring Slam in PvE activities by 50%. I don't know if that's good. Threatening. Reduce base damage versus players from 40 to 35. And Fragments enhance damage from 45 to 38.5 versus player. No, unchanged versus PvE combatants. Good. I am the Slug King. Fixed an issue where Threadling's destruction impulse that was looking for another Threadling had standard fall off, so they weren't rapidly popcorn detonating as intended when one Threadling was destroyed. Okay. Fixed an issue where Threadlings were sometimes not playing their destructive performance when destroyed. Okay. Increase aim assist target zone from 0.41 to 0.5 meters. Okay. Arcane Needle. Increased aim assist angle by 50%. Increased aim assist fall off distance from 30 to 45 meters. Increased tracking angular velocity by 5%. Increased length of projectile tracking shape. Note these changes results in improvement tracking consistency at all ranges, with greatest improvement felt against close to mid-range targets. There is so many times where I'll throw an arcane needle and the target will be like right in front of me and it's just like meow. Fixed an issue where using uncharged melees while arcane needle is equipped resulted in the player appearing to freeze in a melee pose. Oh, Jesus. Consecration. Increase primary scorch ground follow projectile travel distance from 18 to 20 meters. Increased height of slam ground follow projectiles detonation by 1 meter, about 1 meter. Jesus. Increased travel distance of slam ground follow projectiles from 16 to 20 meters. Increased travel speed of slam ground followed projectiles, including Pyrogale's enhanced version, from 16 to 24 meters per second. Gunpowder Gamble. Reduce the maximum self damage on detonation by 33%. Fixed an issue where Omnioculus melee energy return perk was unintentionally being reduced by melee abilities Chunk Energy Scalar. It now returns its original energy values when making allies invisible. I was wondering about that because, like, usually, anyway, we're just gonna go on. Fixed an issue where Flashbang Grenades was receiving less chunk ability energy from perks than intended. Fixed an issue where Rally Barricade was receiving more chunk ability energy from perks than intended while Bastion Aspect is equipped. Ugh, Jesus. Bounties and Pursuits. Armor Synthesis bounties have been reset. Okay. All right, this is the last chunk. Thank you guys for staying with me. General added a new text chat command called clear. When used, it will clear out all text chat messages on screen. Multiplayer emotes added during Season of the Deep, Season of the Witch, and Season of the Wish will now probably display their chat messages when using them with other players. A Veteran's Flare Transmit effect can now be acquired from collections and equipped to ships by those players eligible to use it. I don't know what that is. The Laser Cutter ship has had missing engine component restored. The dual emo can be properly acquired from the special deliveries vendor in the tower for those who claimed it in a associated Prime Gaming drop. Okay. The general triumphs for each ritual weapon ornament can now correct response to the correct ornament. Okay. Players must now be present during the first phase of the activity to get Deathless Triumph to gild the champ title. Okay. Vessel of the Lost quests that were not completed should be collected, cleaned up from the player's inventory. Champions will no longer spawn in Vanguard Ops playlist versions of PsyOps Battlegrounds. What? Champions will no longer spawn in the Vanguard PsyOps playlist version. Okay, so there's no champions there. Players are no longer awarded a second Vel Spectrum consumable on subject characters after completing the pursuit. I don't know what that is. Take out the trash emo will no longer allow players to hide in geometry. So there was people hiding in Crucible with take out the trash emo. Okay, guys, that is the patch notes. There was a lot. I skipped over stuff, but we're done. All right. Give me a second. All right. Destiny Degens. Link those charities. Also, oh my god, welcome in, Yo Master. I saw your messages. They were small. I was trying to read, trying to power through them. All right. Hold on. Yes. Okay, so that's how you do it. All right. For those that missed it, come to overview, publish campaign, and then you'll come down to setup, click information, support a team campaign. You'll look for the Bungie Foundation, Destiny Degens, support. And now guys, oh god.